Then some more questions are there. Is there such a thing as ancestral karma? For example, when we are born into a family, is it just our personal karma that determines our life, or do we or I can we take on karma from the ancestors of the family too? For example, people sometimes speak of inheriting trauma from their ancestors. Yes, this is both, because it is this. There is something called the ancestral karma. Ancestral karma is to the extent it is directly connected to our parents. They are our ancestors, father and mother, and also the people you see in their line. You see this, their parents and their grandparents like that. So the karma, ancestral karma, as it has come through our parents, to that extent only it is applicable to us. And that karma we are bound by that because we are born to certain parents. So this karma which is there left, ancestral karma also, as it is channelized through our parents, to that extent it is applicable to us. Otherwise, other ancestors' karma and etc. it will not be applicable to us. It is not that there may be so many ancestors, this way, that way, something else. They are not relevant to us. We are bound by the karma of our parents, as it has been channelized through our parents. Whatever karma comes through the parents, that is applicable to us. We are within that. Like that, to that extent, ancestral karma has a hold on us. When you are born into a family, is it just our personal karma that determines our life, or can we take on karma from the ancestors of the family too? Ancestors of the family, to the extent they are through our parents. The karma of the ancestors, the ancestral karma, as it has been channelized through our parents, to that extent it is applicable. The karma of other ancestors will not be applicable to us. It is only for our own ancestors. That means our parents, through our parents only. And people sometimes speak of inheriting trauma from their ancestors. Yes, sometimes because it is hereditary. If trauma, etc., is there some element or some propensity is there for trauma, if the parents will be having it, or their own parents or some their line, then you see it may come to us, but only through, as it has been channelized through our parents. That only will be applicable to us. We are bound by that to that extent. Ancestral karma. It is only through our parents. And the karma as it has come to them, it will be applicable to us. Is that clear? Okay. When we leave the body at the time of death, is the soul carried out of the body in the Kundalini energy? What exactly leaves out of the body at this time? Does the soul, Kundalini energy, and our sanskaras, karmic imprints, travel out together as one bundle of energy? Yes, the soul, Kundalini energy, and our sanskaras and karmic imprints, they travel all together. They travel out and they find a new place for manifestation. So all of them, they go together. That is why when our soul leaves, the soul takes with it whatever those things are there around, or whatever has been already, you see, undergone by that soul, that imprint will go there, etc. So all those things will go, they pass on to this next incarnation. And then you see the soul will carry all these things to that extent only. Not the Kundalini energy or sanskaras of other people who are maybe remotely connected to us as ancestors, theirs will not become. Whatever has come or whatever has been channelized through our mind, to that extent it will be applicable to us. They all travel out together as one bundle of energy. Yes, all of them go together. And then again they manifest in the next birth. The whole entire, you see, the all those things will go travel together along with the soul, and then the soul will again manifest those things in the new birth as one bundle of energy. Yes, I have a deep ache in the ball and socket in the in the ball and socket area of my right hip, which arises after sitting in meditation for longer periods, and sometimes when I am sitting in sacred spots like the samadhi places of saints or temples. Is there a yoga posture or remedial yoga approach that you can kindly advise to alleviate this? Yes, you see, the proper thing is whatever is causing pain to us, whatever is, you see, creating problem for us, it is better to avoid that. That is a normal approach. And if sitting in a particular position, in posture, and it causes some pain for you in the right hip, which arises sitting in meditation for longer periods, it is better to avoid that. You sit there so long as you don't have this pain. Pain has not arisen. As soon as the pain arises, that means, you see, the body is not in a condition to do that, or your right leg is also not prepared for that. Better to stop it, take a break, and then again do it like this. Or find out whether in any other posture that particular, you see, this problem is not there. Then try to find out. It is a trial and error approach. You have to find out what suits you, when, in which portion or in which practice, in which activity you don't have that pain. Better to do that, and better to avoid anything that causes that pain. Otherwise, you see, as days go on, the pain will be more and more deep-seated, and afterwards it will be, this is incurable. It may create that situation. It is better to make a stop to this, avoid that. So only go on till you don't have pain. Once you know that some pain has started, better to stop it, change the posture, and do in any other comfortable posture. Any posture which will be suitable to you, where you don't have like that, you have to do on like this, change the posture. That is the best way. Remedial yoga approach is that. This is the approach. If necessary, don't think of sitting on the floor with this lotus pose and all other poses. Sit in the chair and also do this meditation. You can do that. The idea is that wherever you can sit comfortably and for a long time, that is our posture recommended for our meditation. Sthira Sukham Asanam, like that it is there in the Yoga Sutras, where steadily we can sit and also comfortably. There, that is the pose recommended for us. That is the posture recommended for us. And that you sit in that, once you feel that it is causing problem, better to stop it and then change the position and do it. So that you don't get into that type of problem again. Like that we have to, that is the remedial yoga approach. So to this, don't go seriously into that particular state where you see it is causing pain for you. Once you have that indication of pain, better to stop it, change the position, or sit on a chair and do the meditation. The idea is that we should do meditation. How we sit is not important. That we must understand. Where we can sit steadily and comfortably for a long time, and we are able to fix our mind in our this goal to carry on with meditation. That should be our aim. Wherever we can do, that should be the pose we have to select and carry on with that. Then you will not have this problem. Once you know that the pain is about to start, better stop it, change it, do it in some other position, or you see this stop for time, and then again take up whatever is possible for you, helpful to you. Kindly explain the difference between self-realization and God-realization. If no difference, then why use these two terms? These two terms are used, you see. It is not that there is no difference. It is used for some purpose. It has certain significance. You see, this self-realization and God-realization, they have two different meanings. Self-realization, although we normally interchange between them and then you see that they are the synonymous, it is not that. Self-realization means, you see, where we realize God in the form of the self. Although self, God and Brahman or the Absolute, they are the same thing, but for our purposes they have different meanings. Self-realization means we realize God in the form, you see, the universal self, who is, you see, pure consciousness, who is, you see, Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. That is the nature of the soul, nature of the Atma. That Atma or the self, that is the nature, that is the realization. And God realization, although we think that, you see, the self and God are the same, at the same time there is a difference. God realization means, you see, it is for the approach of the devotee. The devotee thinks that God is different from me, God is outside me, and then God has certain forms or certain whatever it is, this devotee, he is different from me. So that is why we cultivate devotion to God. So that is for the devotees. For the devotees, God is taken as God only. As, you see, this God as a devotee for this. God is outside me. And so we have our certain approach, certain devotion to Him, like that. That is purpose of God. God is a personal approach to God. Devotee's personal approach to God. But then this self, or this which is there, you see, this, when we use the self means, you see, who is universal. Self will be taken only as universal. It is not localized, it is not limited to anything. And secondly, the nature of the soul, self doesn't have any form. It is formless. And it is this pure consciousness, Sat Chit Ananda. That is God's nature. That is the form of God. That means pure consciousness, pure bliss, and also, you see, this pure existence, pure being. That is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is pure being, pure existence. Chit, pure consciousness. That is the nature of God, nature of Atma or the self. And then bliss. God is the name of God is, that is bliss. Nature of God is pure bliss, pure consciousness, pure existence, pure being, and also pure bliss. This is the nature of that self. So that is this. Whereas for the purpose of the devotee, when we take God, God has both. He has both, you see, He is with form, He is also without form. For the purpose of the devotee, whatever he can think of in his mind, whatever he can conceive of, he will take God as that and then practice his devotion to God. So this is God. God has both forms. He is both with form and also without form. Sakara and Nirakara, both are there for God. God can appear, have both the things at the same time. He can have form, He can also be without form. That is what is there. And God is tangibly available for the devotee to cultivate devotion to Him. So how to fix up his mind and also proceed in his spiritual path like that. So God means, you see, it is both with form and without form. And His nature is also, when it is without form, He is also pure consciousness. Sat Chit Ananda is applicable to God also. But self, it is only pure Sat Chit Anand, pure consciousness, pure bliss, and also pure being. This is what it is. There is a difference between self and God, Atma and God. This is what we should understand. That is why two terms are used. They are not used just for the sake of out of ignorance, just for fun. They are not using. Both have their own implications. They convey different meanings. As we have just discussed, like that we should understand. It is not that something is good, something is bad, something is inferior, something is superior. We should not think like that. It depends on the devotee. It depends on the seeker. What attitude he has got, what understanding he has got about God, accordingly he should proceed. He can take him as God, or he can also take him as the pure self. And what the people who worship or approach the self, they contemplate or the self, whatever they reach, those who follow this devotional path and God and all that, they will also reach the same state. At the highest level, both are the same. Swami Shivananda Maharaj says, at the highest level, this devotion and this knowledge, they are the same. They meet there. So similarly, both are okay for us, depending on our state of consciousness, understanding. Whatever is suitable for us, we should proceed. There is no need to keep thinking that the other is a better thing. It is not necessary. If we pursue in our own spiritual path, own line, we will also reach the same there. And probably we will meet each other there. Like that, we should think. So both the things will take us to the same goal, same state, ultimately. So that is how there is the difference between self-realization and God-realization. There is difference. Though ultimately there is no difference, because self and God are the same. Whether you call it self-realization or God-realization, it is the same thing.
So wasn't it so that God said to Moses, say to your people that I, God is, I am is God. So that that is that self. And God said to Moses, say them that I am has
Yes.
spoken to you.
Yes. So what is the question?
So no, is there, are they coming together there?
They are there?
God.
Yes. They are one and the same thing. So he said that Moses said, I am.
No, Moses said, Moses asked God, what shall I tell to the people who spoke to me? And God answered, tell them that it was I am.
Yes. That was God's statement.
Yes.
Yes, I am. That is correct. What you are saying, because God alone is.
Yes.
God alone is the truth.
And God is I. God
alone is the truth. God alone is that I. That I means that self. That universal. God is both universal and also the personal and the limited in our way when we are thinking of it. So what he said that I am. That means we should understand that God alone exists. God alone is. God does not depend on anything else for his existence. And ultimately, I am, you see, Moses would go further and then he said that, I think Jesus has said that, you see, I and my Father are one. Has he said that?
Yes.
Yes. That means, you see, there in the highest stage, the devotee realizes that I am not different from God, or I am different from Father in heaven. So we are one only. I am one with Him. So like that we should understand. So when he said, I am, that means God exists. And for his existence, he does not depend on anything else. He is alone is by his own right and by his own capacity. Like that we should understand. I am. Yes, God exists. I am means you see God exists. God, and then next we said God alone exists. Nothing else exists. Because who is God? All pervading. He is everywhere. He is all powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, like that. These are all, you see, these implications. So I am. Yes. That means God always exists. God, for his existence, he doesn't depend on anything else. By his own right, he exists. So, what is your further question? Does it meet your answer or what you are saying?
No, it's just for our convenience that we speak of self and God.
Self and God?
Yes, we speak of self-realization and God-realization. But that's only for our convenience that we
Not,
use those words.
not our convenience, what is suitable for us. Is once at what state we are there. Either we take God as the self or we take God as God alone. That means you see, these are implications are different. For a devotee, God is there. And for others, those who think that of the self, you see that he has only that I am. I am means that is universal I, not limited to, you see, this either this Moses body or you see Moses or Jesus body. It is not. It is not that limited I. It is the universal I, which is the self. Universal self. If you say it is universal, you think it is universal or not?
Yes.
If it is universal, he is everywhere. Then where are we? Where is the place for us? It is very easy to say that. But then what are the implications? If God is there, I am. That means I alone am, nothing else. And I am by my own virtue, by my own capacity, by my own power. And second thing is, if it is there, and we say that God is omnipresent, and also omnipotent, like that we say. He is present everywhere. He is also all powerful. And then you see, he knows everything. If he is there, if he is present everywhere, then where are we? Where is the place for us? Is it correct or not? God is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. We say that. We accept it. If we accept it, if it is, he is present everywhere, all this that we see, he alone is. He is all this. If he is all this, etc., if he is present everywhere, where is the place for us to stay? These are.
There is no us then.
There is no?
There is this, only this. I mean, there is.
But it is true. We say omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. God is there, and God is present everywhere. We can't say that that is wrong. That is true.
We are playing his place, Swamiji.
We are playing his play, yes. We have to integrate ourselves with that. We should say that we are not different from God. We are a part and parcel of God. We are, you see, inside God only. And in fact, God is not outside us. God is everywhere. We are also one with Him. So then, He has a place for us. We will stay there. We are there. That is why we are existing. So long as we have got this limited intellect, limited, you see, this understanding, we are having separate this thinking, identity and all that. But when we think that God is everywhere and I cannot be outside God, then I am inside God. And within God also, is there any separate place for us? No. So then I am, you see, one with God. I am part and parcel of God. Like that we have to ultimately resolve this issue. If this thinking is there, I am always one with God. I am inside God. I am with God. I am also, you see, God and me are not different things. We are one. That is ultimately the solution for that. That conclusion. And not only that, only I am with God. What about other people? Only I am with God and that is my privilege. We should not think that. It is so with everybody. We are all one. In fact, if the next step we will say that, you see, I, you and all that, etc., these are not, they don't exist at all. That is a temporary, you see, work of the mind. But ultimately, we are all one with God. And God is formless. And then if God is God is formless, then what happens to us? If we are one with God, this trouble will come. But that is also true. Gradually we have to go to that state where, you see, our limited individual, our limited, you see, this personality is short time. It is not our real personality. Our real personality, we are one with God and this self. We are that self. That is, so we are that thing. Like that we have to ultimately come to this. Our real nature is pure consciousness. As real nature is the nature of God. That is pure consciousness, pure being, pure consciousness, and which is always in bliss only. Sat Chit Ananda, that is our pure nature. Our own nature is that. Gradually we have to come to that state, that understanding and that feeling also. Then all these problems can be solved. We will find an answer for that. Okay.
Thank you.
We have been able to meet your point?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Swamiji, you know, it's for those who feel they want to go, you know, because it's nearly 6:45. But there is, do you still have, Swamiji, do you still have energy to carry?
No problem.
You see, there's one person here who asked this question. So I hate that question not to be answered because there was somebody in this group.
Yes.
You can just see.
Oh, we will just answer this. That question is there. Swami Vidyanandaji used the terms belief, faith and trust in succession. During his video talk, he said like that. Can you elaborate to us, Swamiji, about those terms from your point of view within the theme of the retreat? So here the words have been used, terms belief, faith and also trust in succession. Yes, all these three terms are related to each other. They are, you see, they are together actually, you will say. But then it is a graded, you see, this greater understanding and greater conception. These implications are different. First is belief. Belief, faith and trust, normally we think that they are interchangeable. They would mean the same thing. It is not so. If we say belief, that means first you believe that God is there. Or that belief in the existence of God. That is the 10th belief. That means first you believe that God is there. There is something. It is not that there is nothing. There is something. And we believe. We believe that we have the idea that He is there. So that is belief. That means we just have some idea and think that there is something like this. That is what we will take it as belief. Faith. Faith means it's a little greater, you see, this understanding and also, you see, greater, higher implication. And then we have faith in it, that God is there. First thing, we have faith in the existence of God. And second, you see, faith in Him, in God. So we believe in Him and also we have faith in Him for certain purposes, maybe for certain understanding. We have faith in Him. That means He will not fail us. That is what we can think of it. That is faith in Him, having faith in Him. So it is a higher and more, you see, intimate connection with God. We have faith in Him, we believe in Him that He is there, and may not be connected with us in any way. Or may be connected, may not be connected. We are not sure, we are not bothered about it. In what way He is connected to us. We just believe that He is there. That is what we will take it as believe. Believe means we believe that God is there and we believe in God's existence. That is the first thing. Second thing is faith. Faith means, you see, we know that He exists and we have faith in Him, that, you see, if we say something and He is capable of doing certain things, and then He may do it for us, etc. So faith has a higher understanding and closer to God, to the existence of God. Like that we have to say. That faith, that means, you see, we have faith and He has also some connection with us. We are also connected with Him. And we can also, in whatever way we want from God, that also will come. That means He will not fail us. He will come to our rescue or come to fulfill our need, something. This is faith. That means it is in a more active form of belief. Belief, then you see, it leads to faith. That means, you see, has greater connection with us. We have greater, like that we have to take it, faith. That means we repose faith in Him, like that we say. We repose faith in Him is that if we want something, God will give us. Or that faith is, that dependence on Him will be there. That is faith. And then the last thing is trust. Trust what is there, that is the highest thing. That means having the maximum faith in God and being sure that God will never fail us. And then if we ask for something from God, God will actually come to our rescue, He will fulfill it. So we have trust in Him. That means, you see, God is ours. And if we ask for something from God, He will give us. So that is how you see this trust. We trust that if we ask for something from Him, God will give us. So that is a trust. It is a greater dependence and greater understanding and the closest with our relation with God. God is ours. And then when need comes, He will actually come to our rescue. He will also fulfill our needs. So we have a trust in Him. He will not fail us. That is the last word, trust. Like that, you see, these three words which are there: believe, then having faith, and then last one is the trust. That is the final and total dependence on God. And also thinking that God will never fail us. So we have trust in Him. So trust is the last thing, and the highest and the total dependence on God, total reliance, relying totally on God, and also thinking that He will certainly come to our rescue. That is the trust. Like that we have to say these three words we should, I think, understand this way. Believe, faith, and trust. Like that we can say. This is what I am capable of. This is what comes to my mind. I am telling you like this.
And Swamiji, this came to be, I mean, if we still have time, just to answer that question, and then everybody will have their questions answered.
Yes.
It starts there.
I have a question regarding, another question it has come. And that he says, I have a question regarding the meditation object. It is pointed out that we should stick to our chosen object of meditation and mantra. Nevertheless, it appears that most of us start our practice by focusing on an external object and only later focus on a more abstract object. I started meditation by focusing on a mental image of Gurudev. This completely calmed my mind and allowed me to merge with the divine. My teacher has suggested recently that I need to go beyond any form and that it would be better to focus on light. I find it very difficult to switch. Please, could you advise? Here it says, yes, it is not necessary to switch on to light. Whatever you see, you have chosen the object, and if you are having good meditation, and mental image of good Gurudev, and this completely calmed your mind and allowed you to merge with the divine, this is quite sufficient. It is not necessary to change. Stick to that. Carry on with that. You say that if it has helped you to merge with the divine, what else is required? Merging with the divine is our goal. If your mind has become calm, and with this just image of Gurudev, mental image of Gurudev, you have proceeded with that, and you see it has calmed your mind has become still, and then you see without any disturbance, and you are also merging with the divine. You have been able to merge with the divine. Nothing else is required. Stick to that. There is no need to see that. He says that you see this. You have to not think of any form, and you should better to focus on light. It is not necessary. Just if you carry on with that, if you see with the same process in which you have started with image of Guru, then all that, that will also take you to the same state. That also will take you to the form of the light. You don't have to choose the light now, you see, in order to do this exercise, etc. It is not necessary. Because you have already reached a state, you are saying, it has allowed you to merge with the divine. What else is required? If you have already with this merged with the divine, and if you start concentrating on light, etc., where else will you go? Ultimately, you will go only to the state of the divine. But if you have already reached the state of merged with the divine, and by mental image of Gurudev, as you have carried on, that is sufficient. It is not necessary to change your now form of meditation. It is not necessary to think of light and all that. It is better to focus on light. It is not necessary. If you focus on light, what will happen ultimately? We will become light. Or you see this, what will happen? It is only to calm our mind. It is only to merge with the divine. If you have already achieved that state by just focusing on the image of Gurudev as you have done, and that is quite sufficient. That is ultimately the goal, and that is almost, you see, the highest state up to which we have gone. Thereafter, of course, one has to go further up, but that is sufficient. The preliminary exercise that you have done, that you see, focusing on Gurudev's image, and also with the help of that you have merged with the divine. What else is required? Nothing else is required according to my thinking. You see, nothing, in my view, nothing else is required. You please carry on with that only. Whatever we have already been doing, that they only do that. That will be quite sufficient. And to go beyond any form and that, it would be better to focus on light. No. If you carry on with your own this particular exercise, particular way of proceeding, that will take you beyond form. That itself will take you in the form of light or whatever comes. That is sufficient. It is not necessary to change, and then you start with focusing on light. It is not necessary. By focusing on light, what will you do ultimately? Where will you reach? Same thing, merged with the divine, going beyond our external consciousness, a consciousness of name and form, all those things. Since you have already got that state, and you are saying your mind has merged with the divine, nothing else is required. That is quite sufficient. It is better to carry on with that practice. Don't change it. And then do that exercise only, that practice only which you are doing it. That will be quite sufficient. And it is, you say that it is very difficult to switch. It will be difficult. Our idea should not be to keep on changing from one practice to another practice. Just somebody tells us something, or we see something else and doing somebody else doing something else, then we start doing it. It is not necessary. Stick to your own practice. Stick to the own form from which you are making a beginning. Carry on with that. That is sufficient. That will ultimately take us to the same thing. And when your mind is totally merged, you are having a good concentration and meditation. That is very good. It's a very good thing that you have achieved. That is quite sufficient. Nothing else is required. It has calmed your mind. It has allowed you to merge in with the divine. That is sufficient. Nothing else is required. It is not wise to change your practice at this state. You just carry on with that. Whatever you see is promised by doing something else, as whether it is your guru or anybody else, it is not necessary. Whatever you have done, that is sufficient. Wherever you are going, that is quite all right. So like that, you please continue with that, and you will ultimately reach the goal. You will also, whatever is promised, that by meditating on the light, you will go there. You will be able to go through this present practice also. And in fact, you have made a very good progress because you are very sincere and your mind is calm and you are able to, you say that you have been able to merge with the divine. Nothing better is there. Nothing more is required. You please carry on with that. This will be my suggestion. That is quite all right. Don't worry about anything else. Carry on with your present practice as you have been doing. That will be quite sufficient for you to reach the final stage, ultimate realization. Another question. Our masters frequently recommend to get up at 4 a.m., which was also mentioned during the retreat. Is this also the recommendation if we live outside India and outside an ashram? So far, I have used this as an excuse for starting my practice only at 5:30 a.m. Now, this particular thing which is there, whatever is convenient to you, please do that. Whatever you have been doing, that is quite sufficient. If you are able to get up at 5:30 without any difficulty, you say that I have used this as an excuse for starting my practice only at 5 a.m. You have not done a wrong thing. Why you are saying that you have taken it as an excuse to start at 5:30? If you are able to get up at 5:30, that is good. If for some reason you are not able to get up at 5:30 a.m., maybe your circumstances or your physical body condition may not be suitable for that, do that. More important is how to maintain our good health, and secondly, be able to focus our mind on the objective, on our goal, and then without being distracted for anything, comfortably. Whichever makes you comfortable, and then more important is fixing our mind in God, that is more important. Doing the meditation is more important than in what posture you are doing it. That also you should know. That is quite sufficient, because as I find, you have been actually, you say that it has allowed you to merge with the divine. What else is required? This is a very great thing. You have done it. I think you should continue with that. Don't worry about what other people are saying, and continue with your own practice. If you are able to get up at 5:30 a.m. and do it, that is okay. Gurudev has said that often, you see, masters have recommended get up at 4 a.m. If it is possible for you to get up at 4 a.m., do it. If it is not possible, don't worry. Get up as early as possible. And whatever is the convenient time for you, when you get up, you should feel fresh. And so that mind is not under any pressure, you are able to do good concentration and meditation. Whatever is possible, whatever you see is necessary for you, please do that. Like that, we have to carry on. We have to apply our own common sense, and also you see what is possible for us according to our circumstances. Like that, you can carry on. It is not necessary. If you are able to get up at 5:30 a.m., very good, carry on. Otherwise, whatever is possible for you, do that. Important is, you should, when you get up, we should feel fresh. For example, a person who has to attend to so many other things, duties will be there. Persons who are night duty people, they cannot get up at 4 a.m. Although it has been said that we should get up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m., ideally, when you don't have any other pressing circumstances. If you are able to get up at 4:30, but when you get up at 4:30, we must have had sufficient rest. Then only getting up at and then doing some meditation we will be able to do. Otherwise, we get up at 4 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., we feel drowsy and we are not able to concentrate. What is the good of that? We must have good rest at night. Whatever is our requirement, according to our circumstances, like that. So when we get up, we should feel fresh. And do it to start your, like that we should be. Nothing is here hard and fast rule. Nothing is fixed, depending on one's own capacity and circumstances. Whatever is convenient to us, like that we have to carry on. Like that is it. If you are able to get up at 5:30 and then carry on, it's very good. You said that I have used this as an excuse for starting my practice only at 5:30 a.m. Why are you saying it is an excuse? It is, you see, it is not that we are trying to, you see, do something against our will or something in order to, you see, browbeat others. It is not necessary. Whatever is convenient to you, you can do that. There is no strict, hard and fast rule. Whatever is possible for you, depending on your own circumstances, we should carry on our spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is more important than getting up at a particular time. Like that, we should think that. And he says that, I really enjoyed Swami Atma's morning talk regarding the effort of our sadhana. Maybe focusing on inner relaxation too is a better way forward. Very good. Congratulations to you.
Swami Atmaswarupananda.
Atmaswarupananda.
That's what she's.
That was his talk.
Yeah, we've been giving recorded his recorded talk.
Okay. Very good.
That's
very
just a comment there.
Achha, about Atmaswarupananda.
Yeah. I think she was just referring to Swami Atma.
Okay. Oh, very good. Very nice. It has been very helpful to them. Yes, Swami Atmaswarupananda had been giving very good talks in the morning. It's very inspiring and enlightening also. He had been giving. That's very good.
20 years almost.
Okay. Wishing you a good start in the year, radiant health, and a serene mind. Yes, it is for all of us. Very good. Please tell our thanks to Annapurna. Is she here or is somewhere else? Annapurna.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe somewhere in Europe.
In Europe,
Somewhere.
she's there.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Please
And that's
convey our
helpful
thanks to her.
everybody. What in these last two questions, everybody would be interested. See,
Yes.
these questions are universal.
Yes,
And
they are
the
applicable to
answers are
everybody.
universal.
Yes, very true.
So I can give all these back to you.
Okay.